The bronze boot, it's not made for walking, it's made for winning. The prize for the victor of the annual showdown between Colorado State and Wyoming. The Border War, the 112th edition, ready to roll from Fort Collins. College football on CBS Sports Network, brought to you by Geico. 1-1 Wyoming, 0-1 Colorado State. The Cowboys and Rams meet yet again. Hi there, Jason Knapp here. So glad to have you with us for college football tonight from Colorado, alongside Malik Zaire, former college quarterback at Notre Dame and Florida. So you know rivalry games pretty well. This one has all the things you look for in tradition and passion. We'll see all of that tonight.
We're going to get a lot of that. You're talking about two teams that don't like each other. They're both physical and aggressive and in close proximity. And on a night like tonight, you're going to see a lot of entertainment, high-flying action with fans or no fans.
Only 65 miles separate these teams. Wyoming trying to win the bronze boot for the 5th straight year. And if they're going to do so, they're probably going to ride the exploits of their talented running back in Xavier Valade.
Xavier Valade, or the do-it-all guy. He can run between the tackles, outside the tackles, make guys miss at all three levels, and he's nifty at breaking tackles while he's running the ball. Not to mention he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And for Daquan Jackson and defensive coordinator Chuck Heater for the Rams defense, they're going to have to find ways to make this guy one-dimensional, because if not, it's going to be a long day for this defense.
Well, Colorado State lost its opener on the road last week at Fresno State. In week 2, two options at quarterback for the Rams, Patrick O'Brien, Todd Centeio. We expect to see both of them play tonight. Wyoming coaches expect the same.
I'm expecting Patrick O'Brien to get the nod tonight. They're fully healthy at receiver, and they're going to bring in Todd Centeio for some explosive plays. He picked up a lot of explosive plays with his feet last week, but I'm expecting O'Brien to have a show tonight.
Well, Steve Adazio, season number 1 here in Fort Collins. A couple of seasons as head coach at Temple, the past 7 at Boston College. Trying to set and put his stamp on the program, much like Craig Bold has done at Wyoming. Season number 7, looking for a 4th trip to a bowl in 5 years. That's never happened before in program history at Wyoming. This canvas stadium, it's gorgeous, but it's empty. Normally seats about 36,000, but no fans allowed in due to local regulation. The cheerleaders, the dance team here, the opener canceled because of issues COVID related to the opponent of New Mexico a couple of weeks ago. So this finally the home opener for the Rams. Colorado State won the toss, will receive as the Border War is underway yet again. And on the return, Thomas Panunzio brings it out across the 20, still fighting hard for some extra yards, and works it out to the 30-yard line. Excellent run for the junior. And Colorado State will start on offense, and as expected, Patrick O'Brien, redshirt senior from San Juan Capistrano, California, gets the call. Last season came in, started the final 9 games of the year, and you see that completion percentage, 62%, Malik, almost 3,000 yards.
He was looking good last year, and especially looked good last week. I think this is going to see a lot more balance in this offense, and you're going to see a lot more explosive plays from guys all around the field.
Little play action to begin, and throws to the outside to Dante Wright, the electric sophomore who sat out last week along with Ty McCullough, 2 speedsters as wideouts for the Rams due to COVID protocols. They're back tonight. They should add some explosiveness to this Rams attack. As you look at the starting unit here for Colorado State, Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in the nation. And at running back, Marcus McElroy gets the call, working it forward out close to the 45-yard line.
Offensive coordinator Joey Lynch was expecting a lot from Dante Wright, especially getting him back in the lineup. I'm expecting him to find many ways to put him in the lineup to take advantage of the mismatches against a Wyoming defense that's going to come and bring that pressure.
This Wyoming defense so good at stopping the run. Wright with speed can get things done in the jet sweep, but the Cowboys expecting it. Slowed up there by C.J. Colden, and Chad Muma, the middle linebacker, who had a team high in tackles last week, helps out of the stuff.
This defense is ran by their linebacking core, with Charles Dickens and Chad Muma being able to make the calls and be aggressive in leading the team in tackles. This is what you want to see.
2nd and 8, calling to McElroy. And the 6 foot, 235-pound senior motioning forward. Flag down on the play. Stephen Barron is our referee tonight. Or check it. They did pick up the flag.
Third down, I'm expecting some pressure. You see the man lineups. I'm thinking to go to Dante in this play.
3rd and 5. O'Brien may have been tipped at the line. It's short of the intended target right. Keontae Clinton out there in coverage. So an opening pass, but time to punt it away here for CSU.
You can tell there was pressure in his face coming, but he made the right decision in throwing it to the open man in Dante Wright. And I think that's what the CSU offense likes to see, quick decision making, but next time he's got to get that pass completed.
Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. Dante Crow set to return. Stonehouse, one of the best in the country. Hopping around the goal line. Can the coverage scheme get there? Not in time. Let's see. It will be a touchback. See the hustle here from CSU to try to keep it in, but it does cross the goal line.
The ruling on the field is a touchback.
Here we go, Levi Williams making his appearance again this week. He did a lot of great things last week, but like Coach Bowles said, he has to improve on his accuracy against the one-on-one coverages that they had last week. They're going to pack the box. You know they're going to do everything they can to stop the run. How is Levi Williams going to make that growth and having a better completion percentage than 50% completion against a favorable matchups on the outside?
Sean Chambers, the expected starting quarterback, down with a leg issue. 3rd play of the season in the opener against Nevada. And Williams coming in off the bench. He'll give here to Valladay. And the junior has it sniffed out pretty well. The Rams ready for it as you look at this offensive unit. And Malik Keegan-Kreider leading that gifted and beefy offensive line.
Oh, they're huge across the board, and they're very physical. You got a guy like that going to be able to hold down the offensive line and make the right calls. Everything is about making these combination blocks so Valladay can hit that 2nd and 3rd level and use his breakaway speed to hit the end zone.
Loss of 2 on the play. Play action here. Williams going to launch long and overshoots his intended target. That's Isaiah Nair, who's been a good deep threat with 3 catches for 102 yards in the opener. And the Wyoming coach is looking to get him involved in some touches early.
You get a corner blitz, and then you see a nice seam route by Isaiah, being able to run past the safety. The safety's got to be playing more over the top. But then again, you got another opportunity where you got to hit the wide open play, because that's a touchdown if Levi Williams connects on that pass play.
Look at the defense for Colorado State. Daquan Jackson making all the calls from that Mike linebacker spot.
Expecting some drop 8.
See the Rams back on. They'll rush 3. Time for Williams. He's hit as he throws. Intercepted here by Colorado State. And the return down the sideline to the house. Touchdown, Marshawn Cameron with a pick 6 for Colorado State.
What a way to start on defense. We talked about our guy Levi Williams being able to complete the ball against on the outside, and they dropped 8. Colorado State dropped 8. He lost contact of where the corner was. He sunk under the pass, and he picked it off. Levi Williams has to do a better job of not staring out the outside routes, because there's people out there. He didn't see it, got picked off, and what a return for a touchdown to put Colorado State up in this robbery.
30 yards on the INT TD.
Levi Williams checks late to the opposite side of the field, loses traction of where that corner is, and throws it pretty much blindly. But then you see a great return and for a touchdown, and this is how you want to get up. You want to put the ball in Levi's hands to make them play the pass, and they did a good job on defense.
Robert Liss, freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, on for the point after. It's good. So Colorado State forced no turnovers last week against Fresno State, but they get one here early on. Good pressure from Manny Jones, and it leads to the pick for Marshawn Cameron. The early defensive score, and CSU in front in the border war. There is some tremendous hardware that go to rivalry games throughout the country in college football. The bronze boot on the line here. Colorado State wants it for the first time since 2015, and they have a leg up in this game thanks to the first career interception as a Ram for Marshawn Cameron. The kickoff here for Colorado State. Jonathan Terry will knock it deep. Second pick here in 3 games so far this season for the redshirt freshman, who did play 3 games last year for Wyoming, including starting and leading this group to the win of the Arizona Bowl. Williams looking to find his man out of the backfield, and that's Valladay. You talked about his dual threat abilities here, Malik. Last week, Fresno State torched Colorado State with plays out of the backfield. Their running backs caught passes for more than 100 yards.
Absolutely, and that's what makes them so dangerous, the ability to be able to have extended handoffs, throwing it to the flats and allowing guys like Valladay to make plays. Colorado State gave a lot of 3rd and longs because of the flats, so let's see if they can correct that this week.
5 yards on first down. Williams here with Crow now motioning as a second setback. And this is Smith powering forward. And in the middle of the line, Ellison Hubbard able to help drag him down.
Now these are the favorable moments for the Rams defense to see if they improve from last week. You got another 3rd and long situation. Let's see if they can hold these guys. I'm expecting another drop 8 coverage. They had a lot of success with the last 3rd down. You can see they're going to probably do some shifting and motioning to try to get those guys mismatched just so Levi Williams can find somebody out of the backfield.
Colorado State got punished on these downs last week 5 times in 3rd and 10 or longer. They either gave up the first or gave up a big play, and this time they get a big play, forcing the fumble, and Manny Jones is on it.
What a play by the Colorado State defense, creating
On the
chaos.
field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Colorado State.
I mean, look at that chaos they created on defense. They showed him a drop 8 look, but then they brought the pressure from the weak side, and Levi Williams didn't see it whatsoever, stepped up in the pocket, and you see the corner once again making a play, and he's being intentional. He's not looking to blow up the quarterback. He's looking to make a play on the football. That's what a true ball hawk looks like. You get a turnover and good field position for your offense. I mean, the defense is playing spectacular right now.
How about this, Malik? Manny Jones had the hit on Williams that led to the interception to Cameron. That time Cameron had the hit. Jones gets the fumble return, and Colorado State turns it into another 6. O'Brien to McBride, and like that, it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Rams.
That's what you want. You got to ride the momentum. Trey McBride, a big offensive piece for this offensive unit in the passing game. And once again, he's wide open on the over route, and they're making it look easy right now. They got Wyoming on their toes.
So the Rams force a pair of turnovers, and both result in touchdowns.
That's what you see from this Wyoming defense sometimes. They can overplay their hand with the run action and let guys leak behind them like they did Trey McBride, and they made them pay for it.
This on for another point after Trey McBride, who first-team All-Mountain West selection last year, led tight ends of the league in catches and yards, had 130 receiving yards last week, and picks up more of that and another touchdown. The Ram defense doing its thing with another takeaway. And O'Brien and company take advantage. McBride to the house, and the Rams roll it at the outset. Back in Fort Collins, Colorado, kickoff down for a touchback by Wyoming. Just 2 turnovers combined in the first 2 games, and 2 here on the first 2 drives of this 3rd contest of the season. Williams fires complete this time over the middle and gets it done to Aiden Eberhardt across midfield. First down, 21-yard pickup for the Cowboys.
Even with a good pass play and a good completion, they're putting pressure on Levi. They're making him uncomfortable. Even on plays, he's making completions. So we got to see if that offensive line, which is massive in size, can hold up so they can keep him off the ground and keep his nerves a little bit down.
Toby McBride applied the pressure that last time. Smith subbing in for Valladay, and he'll run it forward. The graduate transfer started his career at Louisville, his 2nd season on the field for Wyoming, son of former Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver Jimmy Smith. He'll check out. 2nd and 8 here for Wyoming.
One thing that's really interesting is Chuck Heaters knows that the offensive line that he's going against is way bigger than him, but finding ways to shift that line and bring in defenders from the 2nd level to still create pressure is something amazing about.
Pressure coming for Williams, and he's forced to gun it early. It's low and offline, looking for Valladay. Carter coming right up the gut, looking to apply the pressure.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. They know that they're not the biggest, but they're going to shift and bring in single defenders, straight line that you have to solidify in the protection. I think Levi needs to spend a little more time delineating which guys are coming, and even if they are, be able to make the right throw to get the hot read out.
Cowboys 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far, coming into the game 35% of the season from the 39 of CSU.
Expecting some pressure here.
Williams fires to the outside. It'll be short of the 1st down, complete to Everhart again. Taiwan Francis, the junior from New Orleans, there with the stop.
If I'm Wyoming, I'm doing exactly this. I need momentum. I need this drive to continue to take some pressure off my defense, and this is a critical down early on in the game. I'm expecting him to find Valladay somewhere in the flats and to get him the football so he can make those plays and get a 1st down.
4th and 3. Wyoming's gone for it on 4th down twice so far this season. Got it both times. They won't get it this time. Valladay gets stuck. It's Jackson who read it all the way, and CSU will have the football yet again.
So surprising to see this Rams defense be more aggressive than the aggressive team on the other side. Wyoming's defense is known to be the aggressive defense, but this time the Rams are turning up the heat. They're bringing in pressures, they're slanting the D-line, and they're making Wyoming very uncomfortable. This is heating up right here in the 1st quarter.
Run forward here for Ajon Vivens.
And you're absolutely right. The identity that Steve Adazio wants to set for that offense and for the defense of the Colorado State Rams, he wants to be physical in nature and aggressive in nature. And this is the little brother ideology versus the big brother ideology. Wyoming has already established that with Craig Bohl for so many years, and the tradition is strong. Colorado State wants to emulate that, and they're doing it tonight.
5 wides here for CSU. O'Brien will go up top to the outside looking for E.J. Scott. It's incomplete, but multiple flags down. You saw the coverage there from Smith and Colden, and it looked like contact against the DBs of the Cowboys.
Pass interference. Defense, number 31. 15-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Don't think it's 31, think it's 21 there in Colden. And yeah, that'll look like it when you have a hug of the receiver.
Little too handsy by number 21, bringing him and dragging him along when he gets his head turned around. You can't have too much contact, especially when the guy is in the air and the ball is close in proximity. So, yeah, they're giving up big plays. You can't let that happen when you had a semi-good defensive play right there, but you got to finish these drives and get off the field if you want your offense to have another chance at scoring a touchdown. Both teams playing heavy man.
Should be the last play of the quarter, unless it's incomplete like it is. Vivens not able to get there. Again, Ajon, redshirt sophomore from Denver. Been a wideout for this Colorado State team, but they needed some depth at running back, so moved in. He can play both spots. You saw him getting out in the flat, but not able to hang on. And the give to Vivens. Room to roam on the outside. Cut back inside the 30, into the 25-yard region, down to the 22 here for CSU. An impressive opening 15 minutes here for Colorado State. 30-yard run to cap the electric quarter for the home team. That's the end of the 1st quarter. 14-0 Colorado State. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. The bronze boot goes to the winner of the annual Border War. Right now, it's residing on Wyoming's sideline, but Colorado State wants to be able to run and get it after the game, and right now, they're 2 touchdowns to the good as we start quarter number 2. The passing game early, Malik, opens up things running-wise.
Offensive coordinator Joey Lynch is doing a great job of playing an over-aggressive defense in the Cowboys, formationally lining guys up to be able to have explosive plays. Like we saw in the last play with this huge run that the team lined up in man-to-man, had nobody on the field side, and you can tell from the booth, guys, that was going to be an explosive play from the beginning. If you're going to play an over-aggressive team, you need to find explosive plays in the run game, and they did that with a double guard pull to the short side of the formation.
Saw Joey Lynch, left Ball State his alma mater. Last year, the Cardinals there, their offense top 25 of the nation in total offense and rushing offense, led the MAC in scoring total offense plays per game. Really didn't get to showcase it, was frustrated. They had a 10-7 lead again, remember, Malik, during that first half, and then they had 8 successful drives where they either punted, turned it over, or turned it over on downs. Just bogged down in the middle of that game, but they have been much crisper here in week 2. That play blown up immediately. Red on the outside by Gandy. He was right in the face of Nick Elroy.
Weak side pressures have been hurting both teams. As you can tell, there's nobody on the backside. Their guard and the tight end have to be able to log those guys coming on the extra. And, you know, that's a good play by the Wyoming defense. It's very important to see Joey Lynch is more comfortable calling plays consistently in this drive as opposed to last week with Ty Centeio coming in and having creative plays.
3rd and 13. O'Brien 5 of 7, making 6 of 8 passing now on the right. Tacks on some yards after the catch to get the first down.
Dante Wright, the guy that was missing out of the offense last week, you see the impact that he's having this week. It's simple things like this. They're going to take advantage of his speed in every way. Throw it out to him in the flat, get it to him down the field on one-on-ones, but these are the things that's going to make them dangerous as an offense. Finding Dante Wright and then coming back with that run game to push the ball down the field.
6 of the completions for Colorado State, or 6 completions, 4 of them have gone to Wright. You're looking at the red zone brought to you by Verizon. 70 yards on those 4 catches for Wright. First down here. And first and goal from the 10. Nothing doing for Nick Elroy. Again, Muma, smart, rangy middle linebacker there with help from Victor Jones, the junior from Sacramento, California.
I really like this Wyoming defense, even though they've been on their heels a lot today. When they've gotten down in the red zone, they've tightened up in a really great way. You see him Muma and you see him Dickens being able to make plays on the running game and stopping them short. I want to see what this red zone offense is looking like from an execution standpoint on the Rams side.
Jay Sauble, defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, trying to see if his team can make a stand again and force another field goal try.
Maybe we can see a little RPO action with Patrick O'Brien and Dante Wright, putting a defender in a spot that's unwinnable and making that defense step up to that run. They're playing the run very well. Let's see if we can sneak behind Dante Wright in the RPO.
3rd and goal. Pressure coming. O'Brien driven down. And another big stand from the Cowboys. Braden Smith attacking from that strong safety spot for another important stop.
Another double A-gap pressure. You're just not going to have enough guys to block. 7 guys coming. It's almost like a zero blitz. You know it's man. You got to get it out quick. In this case, I want to find a Trey McBride or my fastest receiver in Dante to get the ball to. Wyoming got to the player, got to the quarterback fast, made a play, and forcing the kick.
Well, Robert List missed earlier from 45, trying now from 29. This one is up and good. It's Colorado State. Another deep surge into Wyoming territory results in 3 more. The shutout continues. 17 zip so far for the Rams. Missing here from a lot of these rivalry games this year, packed stadiums. Again, no fans allowed here inside Canvas Stadium, and you know they would be going crazy with this start here for CSU in the 17-point lead early second quarter. Steve Adazio wasn't really sure how it would be here with no fans, but his team has responded to the challenge, and now again on defense. Brennan, remember, went out holding his shoulder. He looks good right now because he led in and made the stop.
Oh, these guys are playing with no fear. And the biggest thing that they're doing on the defense is tackling the defender with one guy. A lot of times, Valladay gets so many yards after contact because not one guy is bringing him down. Tonight, the Colorado State Rams are putting pads on that guy and bringing him down with one guy.
12 rushes so far for Wyoming for 14 total yards. That is not like the team that rushed for 281 on the ground last week against Hawaii. Let's put pressure on Williams, this time able to find Eberhardt. Nifty little move. You cross out past the 30 and pick up the first down for Wyoming. And with Carter there on the stop. Now with Coach Adazio, this has got to be fun. Again, coming in, trying to instill your brand of football, the new program, dealing with all the COVID restrictions. Adazio said, you know, with all of that, he said, I'm still learning my team. We're going to try and win as many games as we can. I don't want to sacrifice the building of things just to win a game. We want to build the right way, but it takes trust. It takes time. And his team is really galvanized so far as they collapse on Valladay again. McBride leading the thrust along the interior line.
Well, partner, I think you're right. They definitely have gotten a chance to take in that message. They've definitely galvanized around each other and are making plays. They're not afraid to bring that physicality to a team that's physical. They're bullying the bullies right now, and it's something that Wyoming's going to have to play better on.
Valladay, 8 rushes, just 13 yards. Wyoming trying to get him on track. Maybe they can loosen things up in the pass game, and it's complete. The deep threat, Nayor there. Williams with a strike under pressure. And the Cowboys into Colorado State territory, 32 yards on the pass and catch.
That's what we love to see, hitting the one-on-ones when they're open. It was a great throw while getting pressured. He's been getting pressured while he's throwing all night, but be able to make this play right here to a guy who they expect a lot from. 6'3", Nayor is looking to make big plays down the field like he did tonight, and hopefully we can have more explosive plays like that moving forward.
Redshirt freshman from Fort Worth, Texas with the grab. And now Valladay getting some space. Burst through. Another first down here for Wyoming. Carter finally dragged him down.
We know this team is built off momentum. Once they get those combo blocks in between the tackles, we know Valladay is going to hit that second and third level. And this is where you make guys miss. When you have momentum, the team is moving fast, and this is where we can see a potential score here to settle down this Wyoming offense.
21 yards to set it up from the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. This time it's Smith, and Smith will dance to the end zone. Cowboy touchdown.
Trey Smith making it look easy. He didn't even have a hand get touched on by the Rams defense. They may have been tired or maybe out of position, but when Wyoming runs tempo offense like this with those beefy guys up front, they're going to get some push on some guys that are kind of tired. I mean, they've been making plays all first half, but now that Wyoming offense, when the running attack coming, it's going to be hard to stop it all game. And like that, nobody touching the guy straight to the end zone is going to be interesting moving forward.
Right tackle Frank Crum, right guard Logan Harris blowing open a nice hole. John Hoyland on for the extra point. And Trey Smith gets his 3rd touchdown in a 2-game span. A much-needed score for the Cowboys. Finally on the board in the Border War. 7 takes it in for 6, and it's a 1-score game in Fort Collins. The annual game ball run here between the two schools with the ROTC units from both institutions. The Wyoming crew ran it to the Colorado border, and after a little ceremony, the CSU ROTC crew ran it the rest of the way. Again, 65 miles or so between these two schools. And right now, Colorado State was threatening Malik to run away with this, but Wyoming on the board, and it's a 10-point game.
Wyoming had to stop the bleeding, but they did a great job of being able to counteract the momentum that the CSU offense has been able to gain through the game.
The boot from No into the end zone, and Panunzio will down it for the touchback. Again, the bronze boot trophy tradition started in 1968 using a boot worn in the Vietnam War by Captain Dan Romero, CSU's Army ROTC instructor during that time. And Dan Romero passed away earlier this year, but his imprint, his footprint on this border war rivalry, it's going to live on forever. That trophy again right now residing on the sideline. Normally you'd see the ROTC unit of the team that had it guarding it, but with the COVID restrictions, a little more space there, and we'll see who's got possession of it when all is said and done. Vivens now to the outside, wrapped up defensively by Gandy. And Vivens backing up McElroy, and it's interesting, they were wondering who can we get. Again, some guys sitting out with the COVID protocols at various points. They needed a backup running back, and Vivens became the guy. And it's funny, he actually backed up McElroy this season in high school over at the Mullins in Denver, as O'Brien goes to the outside, complete to Nate Craig Myers. Picks up another catch on the season at 4 last week against Fresno State. How do you like the look and makeup here of O'Brien, Malik? He looks really comfortable and in rhythm so far.
O'Brien looks like he's picking up well from last season, just dinking and dunking, making the easy completions, but in the red zone is where it's going to count. He's going to have to execute down there.
And came into the fourth quarter against Fresno State with 7 of 10 for 82 yards and a touchdown. He's 7 of 9 so far in this game and moves. Again, kind of known as a pocket passer, but he runs better than you think. And you see him signal that he moved the chains.
Like you said, he's not known as a runner, but when he gets out, he can make plays, and his deceptive speed that's catching Wyoming on their toes. I don't think they expect this guy to take off more than 5 yards, but when he does, I think they're giving him too much benefit of the doubt and overplaying, and like that, he's making it look easy. He looked like Todd Centeio out there. 9
yards and the first half. And the rifle here to the outside to Trey McBride. 8 catches, career high 130 yards for him last week at a touchdown against Fresno State. First team all Mountain West, and he is a tough cutter.
As you can tell, you can put Trey McBride outside one-on-one. You can put him in line with the offensive line. He's going to get the job done regardless. As you can tell, he's running crisp routes against a defensive back and still getting the completions. That's how special of a player he is and how big he is for the CSU offense.
Third grab of the season. Saw his brother Toby make some impact plays earlier on the defensive line for CSU. O'Brien under pressure. They'll just send that one to the bench area of the Cowboys. It'll be 2nd and 10. Victor Jones coming in to apply some heat to O'Brien. There you see what this tight end can do. He is a unique weapon.
He's unique in every aspect, and they don't even put the way he blocks on here. The way he blocks is really the most impressive thing ever, because he can make the inline blocks just like a tackle or an extra offensive lineman. That's key for this running game to even be more effective down the line.
Steve Adazio says succinctly he's a next-level tight end. Flanker screen to right, and you see the speedster devastating Wyoming's D again. Another big gainer. Braden Smith finally tracking him down, but a 22-yard pickup for Wright.
They might have to keep going to this play, throwing it out when the box is too loaded. Wyoming likes to play in the box to stop the run. You're getting soft coverage on the outside, and they're taking advantage with a speedster and Dante Wright.
5 catches, 98 yards already for Wright. They try to get him going on the run game, and a flag down that may be a face mask. Now, the pads were already kind of out of sync from the previous play. It looked like it may be the face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 6. At the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Keontae Glinton called for the infraction.
It just shows you what speed can do. When you're running that fast, you're going to have guys on defense try to bring you down any way they can. And when you got a guy like Dante Wright at his stature, you got guys that are reaching. They might grab a helmet, a jersey, a knee pad, whatever it takes to bring him down. And this time it was the face mask, and it cost the Wyoming defense even more.
Personal foul penalty sets up Colorado State inside the 15. And again, the run defense stout for Colorado State near the goal line. See Jones coming in early with some pressure. Muma finally with the bring down.
I would love to see a lot more of creativity in this red zone. You got an experienced guy with Patrick O'Brien. I want to see some back lines, some goal line throws. Challenge this Wyoming defense that's purely just going to blitz you and play man on the backside. You got Dante Wright, the speedster. I'm sure you can find something to get him the ball in this distance.
Some uncharacteristic penalties for this normally disciplined Wyoming defense. O'Brien to McBride to the goal line. They haven't ruled it yet. Marking him down inside the 1. McBride trying to win the battle towards the pylon and couldn't quite get there.
See, I like those kind of plays. You move side to side if you can't go vertical, and they got the edge and was able to turn the corner. And Who you guess? Trey McBride once again.
O'Brien lunging forward with that 6'5" frame and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Very impressive by a Colorado State team, putting up close to 24 points in the first half. A big jump from last week, and as you can tell, the quarterback is making all the difference. Patrick O'Brien here on the quarterback sneak for a touchdown, but also just throughout the game making the easy plays with Dante Wright being in the lineup, as well as continuing drives down the field to be successful.
Liss on and drills another point after. 24-7 Colorado State. Patrick O'Brien threw for 13 touchdowns last year, ran for a couple, gets his first on the ground of this season as the Rams extend the lead. A look at our quarterback comparison brought to you by Sonic. If you just look at raw numbers, not too bad, but the interception, the fumble loss for Levi Williams, two huge difference makers so far.
Levi definitely had a slow start, having a lot of looks that looked like they confused him a little bit. They started slow, they picked it up last drive, but you can tell from just those stats alone the difference between a veteran and a guy that's still working his way to the top.
Patrick O'Brien, superb to this point, 10 of 13, 153 in the air, and the touchdown to McBride earlier, one for him on the leg, on the ground in that last drive. Jonathan Terry with the kickoff duties. Crow deep to return again. They let this go into the end zone for the touchback. Get to the outside and smelled out quickly. Bam Amina from Waianae, Hawaii, leading the charge with Jackson there to clean it up.
Daquan Jackson told us this week that he's been studying the game plan specifically for Valladay and that offensive line, because this is his type of game. He wants to come downhill, shed blocks, and make tackles in the backfield. That's his expertise, and he's showing it today with the tackle behind the line against Valladay.
Fifth tackle for loss so far for CSU. Jackson preseason all Mountain West pick. At a team high 10 tackles last week against Fresno State. Williams. Time of the pocket and rifles a strike complete to Crow. The return man can get involved in the pass game, and a nifty pickup, 17 yards to the first.
Levi Williams doing a great job of high-lowing the corner, the number 4 outside defender, and keeping his eyes flat so the defender can step up and he throw the corner right behind him. Great job and in rhythm by Levi. He didn't take a shot, so hopefully if he can stay on his feet, he can complete more passes down the field and move his offense.
100 yards in the air now for Williams. He was 9 of 18 against Hawaii for 112, added 29 on the ground. But again, the thrust of that game was this for the Cowboys, the run game, although more successful than that. A sea of green and gold there for Colorado State. Hubbard, front and center in that push up front. Chuck Heater really liked his defensive line when we talked with him yesterday. Again, this group, including Hickerson, Rooks, Patchen, transfer defensive ends, McBride, Jones, Hubbard, among the guys really doing damage on that line.
You got the transfer defensive ends. They're playing hungry. They're playing like they have something to prove, and stopping the run is one of those things tonight. They're coming through.
Little play action look for Williams, stepping up, feeling pressure again. Deep ball! Eberhardt, what a grab, rolling down to about the 1-yard line. Aiden Eberhardt, the senior from Loveland, Colorado, in this border war, stretching and getting it done.
Oh my goodness, what a catch and throw by Levi Williams. Look at the shot he's taking, throwing it like Josh, looking like Josh Allen, being able to push the ball down the field. And this is a tough catch. You're talking about a post route that he has to turn vertical to catch over the shoulder. That's something that is hard to do as a receiver. And then to stay on his feet. The Colorado State defense didn't even think he would be able to do that, and he almost got the touchdown right there. Great play by the offense.
58 yards to set up the Cowboys, first and goal. Looking to punish it and punch it in on the ground is Wyoming. That's Valladay, right into the teeth of the CSU D. Well, you talked to Brent Vigen, Craig Bohl about the Wyoming offense. They said, look, we're going to need to throw the ball better than we did against Hawaii. We're going to need it in this game against Colorado State, and they're starting to have success, especially on some of those deep throws. The one to Nayor earlier, and now the latest to Eberhardt. Valladay, second effort. He'll dance in. Touchdown, Wyoming.
What a way to answer and respond after a great job by the Colorado State offense. And this is what you want to see. In order for the Wyoming offense to make plays, they're going to have to push the ball down the field with Levi. He's been making great plays under pressure, and then the top off the drive with Valladay punching it in. He's been a little frustrated getting caught behind the line, but this is a good opportunity for him to finish and keep him in the game. They're still here.
Third score in the ground this year for Valladay. Foylan with the extra point. And Wyoming responds. The latest score from Colorado State, 24-14. And when they go into the locker room by 10 or more in the border war, good things happen. They haven't blown a double-digit lead in this rivalry game since 1965. 8-0 when they head in up by 10 or more. That's the advantage right now. 24-14, Colorado State ahead of Wyoming. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. The border war in the moonlight, and tonight the spotlight on Colorado State and Wyoming again. The Rams 24-14 lead here at halftime. Jason Knapp, Malik Zaire back with you in Fort Collins. You know, turnovers, penalties are big in any game, but they always seem to be more magnified in a rivalry game, and they have been enormous factors so far tonight.
It's been huge, and you can tell from the first jump of the snap, you can see how Colorado State is getting it off. They're coming with Marshawn. Being able to make those 2 turnovers in the first 2 drives really turned the tide for the game.
Despite digging themselves an early hole, Cowboys with a couple of nice drives to get on the board. But again, the 2 turnovers and the penalties, 7 for 68. Cowboys came in top 5 in the nation through the first 2 games in fewest penalty yards, 26.5 yards per game. They way exceeded their first 2 games in the first 2 quarters of this border war. Wyoming gets the ball to start the second half. Crow on return duty, and it's Brennan help leading the charge to bring him down at the 25-yard line with a big stick.
This Wyoming team has definitely come out uncharacteristically scoring a lot of penalties that they're not used to, which has kind of thrown them off and made them a little sluggish in the first half. The second half, with Craig Bohl as the head coach, I know he's fired his team up and put them in the right mindset to come out and look efficient like I know they can.
And this Wyoming team won its 9th straight game overall going back to last year at home last week, but strangely they've lost 6 straight on the road. 5 of the 6 have been by 5 points or less. They trail by 10 as we start the second half here. The reception complete from Williams to Crow. Roaming out of bounds. Rashad Ajayi, junior from Atlanta, pushed him out. 6-yard pickup on first down for Williams. And he settled in nicely. 9 of 15, 161 yards in the air. And a couple of deep balls to help loosen things up for this Cowboy attack. Williams on the keeper. Legs it to the outside. Craig Bohl will tell you he's a sturdy guy. They've got design runs for him and looking good there to get first down yardage with another 6-yard pickup.
A guy standing at 6'4", 240 plus. Anytime he's in the open space and running the football, you have a good chance of him falling forward for extra yards, especially when you're running against DBs of a smaller stature. And that's complementing the game that Levi Williams is bringing with the pass game. So he's going to be influential in the run, just like Xavier Valladay is.
From the 37, Valladay cuts back and cut down by Jackson. A strong running for Valladay. Henry Blackburn, true freshman from Boulder, Colorado, got a lot of playing time last week. And coming into spell, Brennan again. Williams with time, complete to Trayor. Nayor to the outside, finally wrestled out of bounds by Cameron. But this big play guy, again, 3 catches, 102 yards, including a 45-yarder in the opener. And again, this is another strong gainer.
I love the design of this play. They gave a run look to the CSU defense, and they responded accordingly. They dropped the extra guy in the box. They had a safety trigger in the
After
run.
the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 5, 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the run. It will be first down, Wyoming.
Well, now Colorado State comes through with an untimely penalty to add yardage here to Colorado. Or excuse me, that's on Wyoming. That's on Nayor after the play. You saw Craig Bowl go berserk. Again, that's on spinning the ball afterwards, the unsportsmanlike conduct. You saw Stewart come in with the hit push late, and that erases a lot of that great gain for the Cowboys. Smith, who had an earlier touchdown, he's a quality guy to come in. Craig Bowl said, look, I look at them both as starters right now with their ability. Valladay can get a breather. Smith comes in, and we don't lose anything.
I really love the fact that they established their identity with the running backs. There is no confusion about where they're going with the football, and to have 2 capable backs with Trey Smith and Xavier Valladay being that 1-2 combo is going to keep defenses on their toes all season.
Defensive coordinator Brent Vigen thankful to have Smith really step up. Another give from Williams. And dragged down by Devin Phillips. Vigen said at times last year, Valladay was the sole guy, and sometimes you don't want that. You need some depth at that spot. A little mistime on that handoff there. Smith checks out and Valladay back in.
This is early, but this is a great 3rd down for Levi Williams to keep his offense on this drive. It's going to be interesting to see. I believe that Colorado State is going to show some quarters looks. They're going to make sure that Levi is throwing this football on the outside.
Wyoming is 1 of 7 in converting 3rd downs. Needs 7 on this. They'll get that. Big grab from Trayton Welch, the sophomore from Minnesota, hauls it in.
Looks like a busted coverage. You had a corner blitz, and the safety played his responsibility with a corner blitz, but he was missing the help from the strong safety. And you can see it's a busted play down the seam, and Levi did a great job of finding him, but he could do an even better job of keeping him on the run so he can score a touchdown.
25 yards sets up Wyoming in the red zone, brought to you by Verizon. Valladay knifes his way forward to the 6.
Expecting a heavy dose of Valladay and Trey Smith in this part of the field. They're not going to disguise what they're doing. They're going to run straight at you with those beefy offensive linemen, and they're just going to run vertical and dare you to stop them. So we're going to see the courage and toughness of this Colorado State defense make a stand on this drive.
Valladay, 21 rushes, 129 yards. Last year in the Border War win for the Cowboys, he had 27 carries, 154 yards. This time, the fake to Valladay. Williams looking to get to the outside. Not a lot there. Jackson chasing him down. So too was Blackburn. The true freshman burned on that earlier run, but he was on the right spot that time.
Absolutely, and Coach Adazio brought it up a lot in our meetings this week that they spend a lot of time in practice working on these short yardage situations. They don't want to give up the easy 3rd and 2s or the easy goal line run-ins. They want to make it tough as possible. And as you can tell, and as they've been playing today, they've been making it tough on this Wyoming offense to just punching in from 5 yards out.
3rd and goal for Wyoming. Williams forced to tuck it and chase down. Jackson delivers the bring down. The middle man for CSU has range to get out and make the play.
Just check out the pushing the pocket and forcing Levi to step in. And with the linebackers, Daquan Jackson, having his eyes on the quarterback, it's an easy play to make. Give compliment to those DNs of making Levi step up and making him uncomfortable in the pocket.
John Hoyland been terrific so far. The walk-on kicker pressed into duty, 5 of 6 on the year field goal-wise, and able to hook that one through from 25 yards out as the Cowboys salvage a field goal to pull within 7. The border war tightening up. 24-17, Rams still on top. Wyoming just tried to claw its way back. The early 2-touchdown hole after the giveaways were translated into touchdowns for the Rams. Panunzio on the bringback has room on the near side, pulling his way out close to midfield, finally pushed out about the 48-yard line, and a rugged run for the junior.
Once again, we're calling field position out. I mean, they're starting their drive right around the 50-yard line. And just look at the effort and the blocks. Look at number 10 putting the kicker on his butt just to give some more yards for number 18 to get down the field. I mean, this is what you want to see in a rivalry game. You want to see everybody putting in everything they got to the last whistle. And that's why they're leading the game right now.
Taiwan Francis with the big block, 42-yard return for Panunzio with a 35-yard kickoff return against Fresno last week. In the flat to right, O'Brien has it complete. And again, we talked about the quarterbacks. Last week, we saw the starter, Todd Centeio, lead Colorado State to a 10-7 lead, primarily through his legs, doing some explosive plays. Again, at some of the skill positions, the Rams a little bit sure-handed. O'Brien came off the bench late, but he got the start tonight and has led this team the whole way. The offense looks into rhythm. Vivens to the 40-yard line, able to move the chains. Number one, are you surprised that we haven't seen Centeio, and now do you think we're going to see it?
Well, watching how Colorado State's offense has been moving so fluid, I think it would disturb the momentum by putting in a Centeio in this position. Not because he's not capable, but because O'Brien seems very comfortable and in control of this offense, that he's going to put up points as he's been doing all game. Centeio is a good option to throw in there when you're seeing some stagnation in the run game, but they've been getting everything they want on offense, so he may be taking a longer break than he wants to, but just to know that they do have him in the saddle just in case they need him.
But O'Brien has been sensational so far. 13 of 19, 170 in the air, and has looked comfortable in leading this team. And now a dart down the middle. McBride holds it into the end zone for another Ram touchdown.
What a beautiful touchdown play by the CSU offense. They had a switch releases on their verticals. The guys got mixed-match messed up, and he had a guy streaking right down the middle of the field. The motion got the safeties misaligned, and they cut a guy loose, and you know Patrick O'Brien is not going to miss wide open guys. You see the switch release. You got Wyoming losing track of players, trying to account for their Dante motioning across the field, and they gave up big points and big plays, and Patrick O'Brien is coming through.
38 yards on the touchdown to McBride. And this Ram offense is humming. Patrick O'Brien to his big play tight end, who's got his second score of the game. And the Rams back up by 14. Trey McBride, a force to be reckoned with, and he has burned the Cowboy defense for the second time for a score tonight.
As you can tell, this is why having Dante Watkins back in the lineup is so important. Look at much attention he causes with just the motion, and look at how the defense responds. They're making a lot of calls to account for this motion guy, and ends up cutting Trey McBride loose right down the field and leaving that guy that was in a bind on the motion left behind in the play. And Trey McBride doing what he does best, finishing the job, and that's what I'm talking about. Big man with a touchdown and getting the CSU offense back on top.
6'4", 260. Fifth catch of the night for McBride, 90 yards, the 2 scores, the touchback. Williams on the design run to the outside, leapfrogs one man, or maybe that leapfrog just stepped over him as the defender went low, and Williams was able to use that tall frame to glide over top. Williams fakes the give. Play action, time, space, looking downfield, and a flag coming down. Alex Brown was trying to latch onto it, but Marshawn Cameron was draped all over him.
It's a great throw by Levi, throwing him the green space, and this is what happens when you throw the ball away from the defender. It requires the defender to chase, and it puts him in an uncomfortable position where now you have the ball and the receiver body in between.
Pass interference, defense number 26, 15-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot, automatic first down.
first down and the pass interference call against the guy that started the scoring in this game with his pick 6. And that set the tone for CSU.
We will play one on time down.
So before the fourth quarter gets ready to roll, you heard the officials, clock had expired, but they'll play one untimed down here at the end of quarter number 3.
Once again, also, you're finding that Wyoming is finding a lot of success pushing the ball down the field when they're coming out in these ginormous run looks. You just have a receiver split out on each side, and they've been able to buy time and have guys cross the field and run these deep post and overs.
And that defensive penalty allowing this untimed down from the 45 for Wyoming. Simple give to Valladay. Lurching forward for a couple. Toby McBride on the stop. And we are now officially through 3 quarters. One more to decide who gets the bronze boot. Colorado State trying to win it for the first time since 2015. Up here, headed to the 4th as you watch college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. 2 first quarter turnovers turned into touchdowns quickly by Colorado State. The difference in this latest edition of the border war, the Rams up by 14 as we see who's doing some of the dirty work in this game, brought to you by Coyote.
From the very beginning, you saw how Colorado State's defense was giving it up. First 2 drives, big turnovers. And ever since then, they've been making life for Levi Williams very complicated. Even on good pass plays, he's getting hit. Valladay's getting tackled behind the line. This Wyoming offense is not used to the type of pressure that this defense is providing, and it's showing today. 3 takeaways and 14 points off of those takeaways is making the game what it is right now.
Made it tough for Wyoming, too, on 3rd down. Cowboys just 2 of 10 on 3rd downs as Valladay tries to avoid a 3rd down here. He's close to first down yardage. Looks like he'll be marked about 1.5 yards short. 3rd and short coming up here for Colorado State. And last week, the Ram defense punctured by Fresno State. It was 10 of 18 against CSU's D on 3rd downs, but Chuck Heater's defense has found the right recipe so far. Williams off the high snap. Nowhere to go. Toby McBride pulls him down.
And that's the staple of the game. Trey McBride's brother in on this play right here. And it just shows you what it's been like for Levi Williams all day. So somehow a lot of miscues, a lot of penetration from the weak side of that defense line. Look at that. He had a little MMA takedown on that one because Levi Williams is so big. The guy like Toby McBride needed a little extra help, and he got it from his fellow Rams on the defense.
That's 2 on the takedown there with the inside trip, and 1 in the sack category for Toby McBride, who's had such an injury-plagued career in coming back for his final season this year after missing the bulk of the last 2 years. Punt from Wyoming, and they'll down it at the 1-yard line. Excellent work by Miles Williams to hustle down there and down it deep in CSU territory. They'll mark it actually at the 2. So O'Brien and the offense will work from the breadth of their own goal line, trying to protect the ball and this lead. All the injury issues for Toby McBride. He used to wear 97, and this year when the NCAA mandated in football that players could wear the number 0 for the first time, he said, you know what? I want it. I want to try to change my luck. He's missed so much time with injury. Playing in this game for the first time since his true freshman season. He gets his 2nd tackle for loss tonight on that sack. And look at the emotion to be able to contribute not only for his team, but in this rivalry game for the last time.
It sounds like him picking that 0 was good. 0 injuries that ended up being on his part.
He's been healthy, and that's been a good thing. From deep in their own territory, looking for a little breathing room here is McElroy in this Rams attack. Chad Muma double figures in the tackle category. There's Trey McBride, Toby's brother. He's got the first 2 touchdown game of his career tonight. It's interesting. Trey is actually a twin. His brother Dylan was a college wrestler for a stretch. Trey says he's a beast, and it looks like the McBride boys know the wrestling moves because that's looked like what Toby pulled there on that last sack when he took his man down. McElroy lunging forward to about the 10. It'll be 3rd and short here.
Well, if I'm the McBride's parents, I'm first of all proud to have 3 guys and 3 sons to be able to play at such a high level. And you can tell that they've had a lot of brother-to-brother battles, though, especially after seeing that takedown by Toby. If he was a UFC fighter, he would have sure got points for that one.
3rd and short. McElroy trying to penetrate that Wyoming line, but the Cowboys stand it up. Jones, with help from Gandy and others, including Charles Hicks.
The biggest shock of tonight is seeing the Colorado State defense play more aggressively than the Wyoming defense. We're used to seeing the Cowboys gang tackle, make tackles behind the line of scrimmage, and create a lot of chaos on that side. But tonight, it looks like the little brother has been stepping up today and been making plays for Coach Adazio.
4th and short. Kick time for Ryan Stonehouse. And another high boot. Backs up the return man to the 40-yard line. That's Dante Crow looking to find a way free, but nothing doing as he's ridden out of bounds. Cade Plath among those down there in coverage.
Wyoming's offense is still in the game. They're still in the game. It will be critical for them to get a score here and then to see what will happen moving forward. But right now, they're still in position to score and have a good job moving.
Nevada winning earlier tonight against Utah State. Wolfpack now 3-0, and saw Boise has a big game coming against top 10 BYU this weekend. Big moment here for Levi Williams trying to lead the Cowboys back, linking up with Eberhard again for 15 yards of the first down. Remember, in the opener against Nevada, they were down 22 points late 3rd quarter. He was able to get everything moving in the right direction, Williams, with this attack, and helped force overtime. Cowboys ultimately fell in OT, but the comeback moves were good. We expect a healthy dose of run and pass, and Valladay try to do damage on the ground. Lamar has had a nice game, the sophomore for Newark, New Jersey. Now you look at what happened in the opener. Trailed 28-6, 3:47 left in the 3rd. Again, able to get that late kick from Hoyland to send it to OT. He had another kick to put them ahead before the Wolfpack got the game-winning touchdown to take the victory. Williams with 3 in the backfield, trying to link to the outside, look for Jackson Marcotte, 6'7" tight end, but a little bit out of his range.
Wyoming has found exactly what they need to in order to create big plays. You see they got 3 backs in the backfield, a run type of formation, and they're going to be able to take these shots one-on-one. This is a play where Levi's got a hit, but at the same time, like he's been facing all day, he's been getting hit a lot while he's been able to try to throw the football. So it was a little miscue on the connection, but it's there when they have these run looks.
Daquan Jackson had the pressure up the gut against Williams. He'll sling it to the outside. That time, he's in perfect rhythm with Marcotte. And that'll move the sticks.
A little surprising that Colorado State went to a zone type of look in these downs. They've been pretty aggressive on 3rd down and causing havoc for Levi, but this time Levi was settled in the pocket. And as you can tell, when he has a good base and he's not being uncomfortable in the pocket, he's going to find the open guys at least and at least give him a chance to catch that first down.
12 yards, first down from the 29. Fake to Smith, going down the middle. Eberhard again latching onto one. Close to the 10-yard line. Good enough for first down yardage one more time. 17 yards on the pass catch.
Good ball fake. Catching number 11 in the box and throwing right behind him. That's the type of RPOs that you wanted to see actually from Patrick O'Brien, but they're being very effectively used with Levi Williams. It's causing them to play a lot tighter, and you're getting a lot of things behind the defense.
Number 6 gets the call again. Into the pile. Hard work for a yard, maybe 2. Short yardage situation coming up.
Taking Valladay out. on a third down, you can tell that they're probably going to go somewhere with Trey Smith right up the gut or a Levi Williams sneak in some capacity.
3rd and 1. And they can get the first, and they'll get the touchdown. Williams' second effort saunters in.
6'4", 240, running quarterback sneaks is going to be tough for a defensive line that's smaller to be able to stop that momentum. Levi punching in. I knew they were going to go with Levi here because you took Xavier and Valladay out, and look at Levi just being the bully he is, running into the end zone and closing the gap on this game.
Again, they've gotten him doing some more downfield passing in this game. Now the quarterback using his legs and his second effort to make it a one-score game. The redshirt freshman roaming in, and the border war coming down to the wire again. Two public universities about 65 miles apart. The border war renewed. Levi Williams in Wyoming not going down without a fight. They cut the lead to 7 after his quarterback touchdown. 31-24 in favor of Colorado State. Rams trying to win the Bronze Boot for the first time since 2015. Wyoming looking to keep possession of that prized piece of hardware for the 5th consecutive year. Kickoff from No. That'll be down in the end zone. Vivens. Good push up front.
What I really like to see, though, from this offense in Colorado State is that you can see the full potential with Patrick O'Brien being back there. Last week with Toss and Tail, you can tell that the offensive coordinator, John Lynch, was having a little bit of problems keeping things in sequence. Right now, you can tell Patrick O'Brien looks like he's in the groove, and this is that 4-minute offense to kill some of that clock to make the game a little tighter.
Vivens has been the leading ground gainer for Colorado State tonight. This time it's Wright who can do damage in so many ways. On the outside with his speed, Clinton on the tackle, but not before a 14-yard pickup and another first.
We mentioned how much attention Dante gets while he has these motions coming across the formation. As you can tell, they cut him loose trying to bring a pressure, and it was a little too late. He slipped behind him, and a nice, easy completion just to move the chains and kill the clock even more.
Quick little dink and dunk works like a run for the Rams. 9 for 130 in the catch category for the sophomore. O'Brien will use a lot of the play clock. McElroy falling forward. Goodbow makes sure he stays down.
Patrick O'Brien, being like the veteran he is, taking up as much play clock as possible. This is stressing out and building up anxiety on the Cowboys defense, anxious to get guys off the field, but this also ramps up the possibility of them being careless and committing careless penalties like unsportsmanlike conduct or face mask. So this is important for the Wyoming defense to stay patient and locked in and try to get this team off the field without giving up any more first down.
And important for Steve Adazio and his crew to put this game away with a lengthy drive and points especially to make it a 2-score game. In the loss of the opener against Fresno, which Adazio said they had a really physical week of practice, trying to establish our culture, our identity. We're in the middle of doing that. He's done it before as a head coach at Temple and Boston College. We were asking him, Malik, how long does it take to get that culture? And he said, you know, the COVID restrictions have made it more challenging. Trying to implement your systems with some limits, but they are getting things done tonight. And a leaping reception for Wright to snatch that right in front of her. 10th grab of the night for Dante Wright.
What a great completion. He sees the man coverage, and he high-lows that nickel player number 6, and he just puts enough air on it for Dante, being the athlete that he is, to make a play on it, and 20 just mistimed it enough not to break up the football, and that's moving the chains. This is where you love to have a guy like Patrick O'Brien in the offense, stays calm, cool, and collected against the blitz that Wyoming bring, and they also protected it well enough for him to get the ball off first down and moving the chain.
And the clock continues. continues to move as well, approaching the 4:30 mark here of the fourth quarter. Into the pile, thrust back by that front line of the Cowboys. It's Vivens this time. Good bow. Fortifying things, but Wyoming with all 3 timeouts opting not to use them at this point. They'll let the clock roll down. Craig Bohl watching CSU put together a lengthy drive. 9th play of it coming up.
They're trying to bleed the clock here, take as much time as they can, because even if they get 3 out of it, it's still a win for the CSU offense, especially in the drive, trying to put the game away.
Vivens again. Excellent pressure. Bertinoli able to weave in and get it done. So Malik, if you're Craig Bohl in Wyoming, you taking timeouts here on a 3rd and 10 to save some time?
There's a lot of time left in the game still. It's just important to get the offense off of the field. Last time they got burned trying to bring a 0 blitz. Look now, what are you going to do? If I'm the defensive coordinator, Jay Savelle, I'm probably going to try to confuse Patrick O'Brien being a veteran, showing something he hasn't seen. But if I'm Colorado State and I'm bleeding the clock like I am, I have no problem with running the ball to get in position and kick 3 points.
3rd and 10. Pressure coming. O'Brien forced to hoist it outside, looking for McBride. Not there. Hearn tracking the tight end all the way. 4th down coming up, and the Rams are going to try a field goal.
This is exactly how I wanted the play to play out. If I'm the defensive coordinator, they try to get the corner with the double move. Trey McBride not being able to create enough separation and the pressure getting to O'Brien where he had to throw the ball a little more outside than he probably have wanted to. Great stop, and let's see if they get these 3 points to make the gap a little wider.
47-yard attempt for the freshman Robert Liss. It's straight enough and long enough. The big boot may lead to the bronze boot for the Rams.
Big time kick. Big time kick. This is how you seal the game away, putting up 2 scores for the Colorado State Rams. Very impressive. No matter, even if they get stopped, they can still get points out of a drive that's crucial in a rivalry game like this.
Since 1968, the winner of the Border War gets the bronze boot. Colorado State hasn't won it since 2015, and freshman Robert Liss, tasting this rivalry game for the first time, may have allowed his team the opportunity to grab it back. And interesting, the bronze boot for a guy that has 1 silver boot and 1 black boot, and we're told that they're both left shoes. He kicks righty with a left shoe. Wyoming down 10, Crow on the return. And good coverage here from Colorado State. Hey, if this holds up, they're going to be Robert Liss specials. It's sneaker stores around Fort Collins where they're going to be selling everybody 2 left shoes coming up. And you see the freshman got lifted off by his holder, Ross Ryder, and now all those other guys. You know, come on, upperclassmen don't hang out with freshman kickers a lot, but if you deliver, they do.
I tell you what, if a kicker delivers at any point in a crucial game, everybody's going to show the kicker love. But if he misses it, you can expect the opposite as well.
So now, tall order here for Wyoming, down 10 with 2:30. They do have those 3 timeouts, holding on to them until this point. Williams launching down the middle and latched onto. Good grab there, deep. As Williams is able to find space.
Another man-to-man, gives him a little stick nine at the top, gets the inside position, and Levi does a great job of just giving him a chance. You don't have to be so specific and accurate with big tight ends like that.
Yeah, that was Welch, 30 yards. And now looking for the home run ball to the speedster Crow and just beyond his grasp.
if I'm the Colorado State defense, I feel like they're playing a little bit too aggressive to be up the amount of points that they are. I would have too high safeties back there. They're giving up too many deep shots one-on-one. I mean, even this right here was wide open, and if Levi completed that, it'll make the game within 3 points. So it's especially important for the Colorado State to play a little smarter down here. They don't have a really need to be pressing Levi right now.
2:15 to go. Williams goes down again. Carter comes in after the first contact from Matty Jones.
Oh my goodness, you're talking about a perfect play call. Levi Williams and the offensive line was not ready for that. They gave you a 3-down look and hit you with 4 guys. That's a shame, and it just shows that the offensive line has been struggling all day, even containing 3 guys. If you can't contain 3 guys, then you're going to have a long day blocking for him. And Levi had no chance in standing in that play, and that's the type of things that have been hampering them all game, being in the 3rd and long situation.
In the flat, Valladay, nothing there. Patchen with help from Francis and the bring down.
That's a tough call to make when they're not blitzing you. They're just rushing upfield, and with that, you threw it right into their hands, and now you're in a tough position, 4th and forever.
4th and 21. Williams takes a shot down the middle. Into triple coverage, it falls to the turf. The Rams will take over and about to take possession back of the bronze boot.
We can't talk enough about how well this Colorado State defense has been playing. Is put the Wyoming offense in such tough positions, being 3rd and 17+ in majority parts of the game, and this is the result. You're getting a lot of throwing it up at the end of the game, and Colorado State has done a great job throughout the entire game of being in position and being in the lead to possibly and potentially take this bronze victory back home.
Superior work for the Rams defense. They set the tone in this game with the early turnovers. One directly scored by the D, the other set up the Ram offense in short succession. 14 points to the good right away. And Colorado State has held Wyoming at bay the rest of the way. McElroy pushing forward. Cowboys do have another timeout to stop the clock. Forward here for McElroy. Wyoming opting not to take it yet. There you see Sean Chambers, quarterback at the start of the year for Wyoming. Again, suffering another leg issue. Fracture to that left leg, similar to the injury 2 years ago. Knee issue bothered him last year. And disappointed he couldn't be part of this border war this season, but Williams has stepped in for him admirably. It won't lead to the win tonight, but the growth continues for that young quarterback. McElroy powering forward inside the 30. Now that Wyoming final timeouts here.
Final timeout of the half.
Impressive stuff, and this is the time when you miss having a crowd if you're Colorado State, because you've ended the hex, you're gonna win the rivalry game, and there's no one here.
It's a big night for them to win. Like you said, it's been a long time since they've taken the bronze boot back home. But one thing is true, that they can possibly go celebrate in front of the cheerleaders. I mean, they've been their biggest supporters all night. I mean, they've been standing on their feet, dancing all night. So that's somebody they can share this victory with. I think they played a huge part in tonight's victory.
Yeah, they have been active there. And that far side of the field. And again, it's big too for Colorado State, because next week, they got to amp it up. They're on the road on the blue turf in Boise a week from tonight. And you know that certainly will be a test and a measuring stick, another one in this conference. And against one that's been quality as the Cowboys have been, with 3 8-win seasons in the last 4 years. Mission accomplished, and the Rams, at least on this night, they measured up.
The Rams are feeling very confident going into the rest of their schedule because, like you said, it doesn't get any easier. They're facing Boise State. They're facing San Jose State. So those are the type of teams they got to get ready for down the stretch. But having a good game and a win in the rivalry against a great Wyoming, traditionally great Wyoming team is good. A lot of confidence moving into the weeks ahead. And for Wyoming, with the quarterback still being young and Levi Williams, they still have Xavier Valladay and a lot of great playmakers to continue to have a great season. It'll even out for them as the season goes on.
And Wyoming getting it back here with 44 ticks left, down 10. Williams trying to create something, but he'll get caught from the backside. Jones again. Making a half-dozen sacks.
What great hustle by Jones, not giving up. This is why this is a rivalry game. Even until the last second, he's going to hustle his butt off until he can make a play, and that's a way to cap off such a great victory by the Rams.
Williams downed it to kill the clock. It'll be 3rd down, 22 seconds left, and the Rams can feel it. You know, the coaching staff, a lot of these guys, first time part of this rivalry game. A lot of the players, though, they've been on the losing end in recent years. So you know they are about to start that mad dash across the field to go get the bronze boot and bring it back to friendly territory.
Trey McBride made a comment last night that he specifically came back to win this rivalry game, and he trusted Coach Adazio to come through with that, and they came through tonight.
Completion here. Nate Wyman with the pickup. The time going to run out here on Wyoming. And the Cowboys will look to regroup as they fall to 1-2. That'll do it. The bronze boot coming back to Fort Collins as the Rams go to get it. The guys in green get it done here at home. Steve Adazio says he and Greg Bowl kind of see a lot alike. Nice sign and handshake there. And Adazio's team got the jump on the Cowboys and made it stand up the rest of the way.
But for Colorado State to come out with this victory after having so much against them, amazing.
So the Rams get the bronze boot. Running happy. Back with more from Fort Collins after this CSU victory for the trophy in a moment.